G'day guys, Shaun Mack here, ahead of our round 18 clash versus the Sydney Swans. Well, it hasn't been smooth sailing, to say the least, in the last couple of weeks, but one man we could certainly do with is star defender Alex Pearce, who joins us now. Alex, how are you, mate?
Yeah, not too bad.
We would love to have you out there. Obviously, the last couple of weeks haven't been a great going for our club. How have you been feeling watching from the sidelines?
It's always tough watching. I've been back in Tassie the last few weeks. I've been watching on TV, but yeah, it's always disappointing and a bit helpless watching when we're obviously not performing the way we want to.
Yeah, I'd love to get back talking to you about Tassie just in a second. But first of all, it's a lower leg injury. So what exactly happened?
Yeah, so I've fractured the bottom of my tibia. So yeah, straight afterwards had surgery when I got back to Perth, and I've got a plate and a few screws in there, and then I went straight into a cast, which I've been in for the last 5 weeks. One
question I had when I was watching the game, and they were showing a replay of you kicking the turf, is that when you hurt yourself, or was there something before?
There was a little bit that happened early on in the game, and as you know, you can just push through a few things, and yeah, just as I put all my weight through my foot at that moment was just, when I felt it sort of crack, and it gave way on me.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to having you back in the team, that's for sure. We could do with you now, there's no question about that. What we do know is that you did spend that 2 weeks back in Tassie. What do you get up to when you're back at home?
Well, I was on the crutches with my car, so there wasn't too much I could do. There was certainly no bushwalking through the beautiful landscape of Tasmania, which I'd like to do, but yeah, it's just always good to go back and catch up with friends and family. Obviously, I don't usually get to go back this time of the year for this extended period of time, so yeah, a lot of coffees just with different family members and a few friends. So yeah, it was just good to get back and relax, take a step away from football and the football club, and I guess not be reminded every day that I'm not playing, I'm injured, and watching all the boys go about it, which I get quite jealous sometimes watching them. So it was nice to go back and refresh, and I feel really good coming back and getting amongst the boys again.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The one thing that's happening at the club, unfortunately, is there's a few guys in the long-term injury list, of course you. I guess if there is some kind of silver lining, then there's some people to be able to train with and work together to be able to get yourselves through this period.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is good to have a few guys to work with. I remember last time when I spent some extended period out, I had Zach Clark alongside with me, so we worked off each other quite well. And this time, we had Matt Taberner has missed a lot of time with injury, Stefan Giro, and then Lloyd Meek is in the long-term list as well. So it is nice that we can sort of do our work together, sort of I guess help motivate each other when it does get a bit tough at times. So no, that definitely has been good, and there's a few of us that have got a long way to go. So we'll just continue that journey together and help sort of keep each other up and enthusiastic as much as we can.
Yeah, that's brilliant, mate. Well, one thing that's happened in recent times is the club have allowed the boys to get away from here more often than not. Things have really changed in that respect, which I think is absolutely fantastic. One of the things is that you were able to go with some of the Indigenous boys to White Hill. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so that was a little camping trip we had down there.
Is it rigs out? Is it just what's going on there?
Well, it wasn't a bad day. It was a little bit cold, but as soon as we got down there, it didn't take long for the boys to get their rigs out. You could see a little bit of fishing, watching Harley Bennell catch a few fish for us we had for dinner, and yeah, just a few stories around the campfire. It's good. The club has really encouraged everyone to sort of spend a bit of time with each other outside of the club. So that has been really good, and yeah, it was great to get down to White Hills with the boys.
So Harley is the guy that caught the fish, as you were just saying a second ago. You're not much of a fisherman, mate.
No, you'd think so being from Tassie. There is some good fishing down there, but no, I've never been much of a fisherman.
Oh my God, come on. Now, I want to talk to you about this week's game against the Sydney Swans. It is going to be a tough encounter. We haven't been playing the style of game that we would like to. What have been some of the issues that we can look at?
It's always tough to pinpoint at times. Obviously, we were playing so well at the start of the year, and I think being such an even comp that it is this year, you only have to be slightly off, and then I think it sort of compounds after a few weeks when you're not playing well. Everyone starts to wonder why we aren't doing so well. So I know this week we've just tried to go into the game a bit freer, just worry about ourselves, and just try and get back to playing some good football. There's just a few, especially on the weekend, just a few sort of critical errors with ball in hand that we can't really coach, and that I think if we just go out there, try and play a bit freer, then I think the result can go our way, and yeah, hopefully we'll put in a good performance.
Well, I'm hoping you're right on track. I'm sure you are, actually. Thanks for joining us, Alex. We look forward to seeing you next year playing for the mighty Purple out there. You've had an amazing start to the year, and we wish you all the best for your recovery and your injury.
Thanks a lot, Shawnee.
Good on you, mate. I'm looking forward to Saturday night's games. Under lights, of course, against Sydney. Make sure you download the official club app prior to the game so you have the chance to win a trip to NASA in Florida. We'll see you there under lights, and let's go at Optus Stadium. Go Dockers.